What's Dewey? Hey.
It's been a while. It's the bass.
A home base. Okay, I like
Is this a 360 microphone?
Yes, it is.
I know, it's so nice.
Yeah, wait till we get the 720 ones. It's gonna be crazy.
Oh, you gave me this one then?
Huh?
You gave me this one then?
Uh,
I'm just saying, donation to your acting friend, you know.
Introduce us, Evan.
yeah. Well, Ed Boy, Mr.
Dika, the engineer.
And we have two guests.
This is so nerve-wracking. Okay.
Well, that's the show, folks.
I'm Kamaria.
And I'm Giselle.
Okay, welcome.
Thank you. I wish there was an audience here that can clap for us. You know?
I mean, there will be an audience.
The audience is out there.
Well, imagine them clapping.
Imagine the clap.
Remember this, everybody. This is the moment.
This is the
In
moment.
a few years, y'all gonna be on the big screen.
Exactly. Ooh.
Oh, she already has been.
You've been on
Oh yeah, tell us
in
about
movies
it.
and shit.
Yeah. I've done some
Not movies, but movies and shit.
Yeah. I did mostly commercial work, though. Mostly commercial
like
work.
the earbud shit, like.
No.
the-
I was making fun of myself. It was a farce.
But yes.
Wait, hold on. It was a farce.
It
Okay.
was a farce. Kidding.
College words.
College drama words. But yeah, she's been in commercials.
Yeah. And the TV show that I've been on there for, I think, 4 years now. It's called What Would You Do? It's a hidden camera show on ABC with John Quinones. And it's so much fun to do. And I love it so much.
What would you do?
Yeah. Never watched it?
So it's like a.
You gotta watch it. You have to watch it.
I've seen it before.
Yeah.
It's
I've seen it
super
before.
cute.
So it's basically a show. Well, you describe it.
No,
So-
I want to
love
hear what
this,
you gotta
yes.
say.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
What the fans think.
it's just basically a show where it's like a hidden camera show, and they set up like these scenarios, and some of them are really outlandish, and it's just to see, what would you do? Like, what would people do in this crazy situation?
Right.
Oh, so what about like which is your favorite situation?
I'm gonna tell you the one that I'm noticed for. I was a babysitter and I had a little girl with me, and I like knocked over her crayons and I was yelling
Hold
at
on,
her,
wait.
shaking the baby carrier.
Oh, wait, was it a little white girl?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah, they
must
would
have
not
pissed you
have
off. You didn't get
it.
arrested?
Well, actually, we forgot to tell the
no.
cops.
Well, actually, I'm fighting the case.
No, we forgot to tell the cops in that area. You know how you're supposed to tell them when
Right,
you're
right.
shooting? And so they come up, and I'm rolling, the cameras are rolling, and in my head, I'm like, do the scene. And then I was like, no, I shouldn't, because I might really get arrested. So
As a black woman. In
I was this
America.
close.
That's
Good.
fucking hilarious.
Well, why is that your favorite role? Like, what is it?
Because
Just
it's
felt good
very
to do,
popular,
right?
and I have like 2 million views on YouTube because of it. So
Dang.
Check it out.
My
Hashtag
favorite.
yourself artistry.
That's fucking hilarious.
That's like,
How do you audition for that? I want to audition for that.
so,
man.
like, if you
But
want
put a bunch of little kids in front of them.
Right,
Like mad crayons out there.
Jose, wait, we're cutting. Fuck this.
Five full of character, man.
Like, it's not, he knows it's not rolling. He's just supposed to. Yo,
Method
that's
acting,
like,
son, boom.
don't
That's
enjoy
like-
it too much.
that's like as many views as we have if you multiply it by 1 million.
Oh,
So, you know.
that's
Yes.
good.
Well, tag me. You know.
Yeah,
Tag. You never know.
You
you
know.
never know.
You
You
know.
never know.
So I'm assuming y'all both act.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before.
Whoa.
It's very.
Hold on, we're going to get back to that because you said
so my
before.
fault. So yeah, because y'all came from a class right now, right?
Yes. We're in a program
Okay.
with Columbia University, Ivy League.
Hey.
It's a non-certificate. It's a non-degree program, but it's a great program. It's a unique program because it's paid by Group M, and if Group M likes us, we get interviewed and we get the job.
Group
so
M? What is that?
Group M is a big marketing and conglomerate company. It has like MediaCom, Essence, a lot of Cantor
They are responsible for 1 in 3 ads that you see.
that you see in the world.
Damn.
Yeah.
They're worldwide. They have places all over the world. London,
And they have a
Barcelona.
parent company. They're not even the main boss.
Oh yeah, he researched it, so
Yeah.
he's a little, he's a minnow.
He's in there.
But,
Yo,
but no, it's
that Wikipedia, that shit is shit.
hashtag Wikipedia Group M. No, it's a great opportunity, but we have to focus a lot of energy. We're learning
Yeah.
coding at the moment, Google Analytics, HTML coding.
Okay. Wait. So what's like the
Oh,
goal
MySpace coding.
of like the entire program?
Because I used to be,
Yeah.
I used to be,
That's the
be a
base
beast
of
of
it.
HTML.
Copy paste, son.
Yeah.
That's all I
Copy
used to do.
paste, yeah. No, it's just the goal. It depends on who you are. Some
Yeah.
people want to get hired. Some people want to take these skills elsewhere.
What do you want?
Ooh,
That's
what do you
fucking
want?
deep. Hold on.
Wait,
We're like
wait.
5 minutes in. What do you want?
I wasn't
Holy
ready.
shit.
Wait, I'm sweating my makeup, my pores. I don't know. Oh wow, I don't know.
Well, that's the show, folks.
Well,
And
say it later. I don't know. I think I want to apply these skills. Giselle has her own brand, which is great. And I opened my own company in London, but it's taking a long time. I only produced 2 films, and it's taking a long time.
Only?
To...
films?
Only?
Why haven't we had screenings?
Did you want to watch
really?
it?
Yeah,
you
I'll
can watch
fucking
it.
watch
It's on
that shit.
YouTube. It's unlisted.
Oh,
but...
come on. I've
Plug
watched
it,
some
girl.
garbage ass
Yo,
TV before.
Yo, why
would I not
time
wanna
out.
watch
This is like a
somebody-
consistent thing with artists. They're like, oh, why do you want to see my shit? It's like you guys are your own harshest critics.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
for real.
yeah, for sure.
Our school is that's Sebastian. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say I just don't want to be here when you screen it. If it's my own stuff,
Oh,
and my
yes,
friends want to watch it,
yes.
I'm like, you can watch it. I'm gonna be over.
I don't
I
know.
can't even
Yeah.
imagine. I bet you would like to.
No, I
If the
get it, I
yeah,
get it.
if you
It
made
makes
a part
sense.
intentionally funny and then no one laughs, it's just like,
You're like, fuck you, man.
all right.
You can put a laugh track.
no.
Yeah.
It's
I
not
mean, it
TV,
worked.
It's not sitcom. But yeah, I
no.
mean, the first film was really dramatic, and the second film was funny, and I'm just really afraid of it not going well. I don't know. I just put myself down, and then I'm thinking, I don't know what I want to do. I do office work. I hate office work. Here I am.
So you produce. So do you like?
Yeah.
Do you just produce the film? Do you direct? Do you write? Do you act? Like what? What is the scope?
Did you work with other people?
Yes, I hired actors and a director and an editor.
And you paid them?
I offered to pay the main actor, but she dropped the last minute, so I had to step in for
Okay.
one of the films. But I
Okay.
paid the
Oh.
editor and the
Yeah.
director.
I have to do everything
Yes.
myself.
Creating work.
Yeah,
for people.
I
You
created.
gotta-
Well, I wanted to give some money, and all people of color. Only one white guy on set. So I made sure people of color got hired. I made sure people of color are in the film. I have a rule of no white actors with main roles. So there's only one scene where it's a white woman. She's a psychologist, but she's in it for like 2 seconds. So a psychiatrist, excuse me. So I try to give people of color, Indian. I filmed one for one white guy, but he asked me to film it, and I bought like a lens and the whole setup and everything. It was very expensive, but it was worth it. It was fun. I got to pay them. They got to eat. They came to my mom's house and ate for free. I gave them a little goodie bag, gave them the footage. You know.
Yeah, you should have a screening. Like honestly,
Oh,
no
let's
shit.
do
Like
it.
we
Let's
would be.
do it. I'm actually sweating. Wait,
We
hold
would
on.
be
do
glad
it.
to host it. Like no
Really?
lie. Like no
Yeah.
joke.
What we'll do, put on,
Yeah, why did I say
you don't
something? Why
even,
should
no
I
one
say
has to
that?
know it's you. You just put on like glasses and thing and what y'all all chill.
Exactly.
Everybody
Put you in
will
the
watch
back.
and you'll just be in the back. Like,
Exactly.
yeah. And you know, when it turns out fucking great, then you go.
And then you're like
That's
this.
me.
And if it's trash, you just leave.
Slip
No,
off.
yeah,
I
no one
never
knows.
did it.
Like,
But yeah, thanks. Yeah, actually, Edwin, plug for Edwin. He gave me a good idea for a horror movie on
Ooh.
Saturday.
oh, that shit was
Do
pretty.
you want to explain it?
That shit was pretty funny.
You want someone to steal?
No, I think you should. I want.
Oh.
How do you remember
Okay,
it?
we can't say it.
You need
yet.
actors.
Yeah.
Hey.
no.
Hey.
You can be the handyman, something.
What the fuck, man?
Wow.
Damn.
Is it because he's Mexican?
Damn.
Wow. That's fucked
Ain't nothing
up.
wrong with we call Mexican. They're hardworking people.
They are
Hashtag I love Mexicans.
great culture.
You got a lot of hashtags.
That's the Bronx.
And I've never
bro.
had
Yeah,
in my
no,
life.
everything's a hashtag.
No, I mean it's a good horror story. I don't know. I should say anything, right? Okay, I'll wait.
Hashtag hard.
Tell us when you know.
I gave me the idea for us a funny horror story.
I was just talking shit, but it was funny to me.
It was. Explain it. Or the something along. Don't say.
No, I want you to explain it because I want to see how you remember it and see if it
Okay.
like.
He made jokes with my boyfriend because we hit each other in our sleep. Don't ask. He's a fighter, as you know. That's how they met training. And sometimes he flinches, and then one time I flinched, I hit him, and so.
Y'all were shadow boxing?
Oh no.
I mean, in a way.
In a way, yeah. And then I thought, okay, what if you kill me in your sleep? You know, what if you kill me? Or what if, like, he had a dream that I cheated on him? He had a dream that I cheated on him and he killed me. He actually went back to strangle me. And then I was like, okay. And then everyone goes, wow, you guys sound like you should go to you guys should both go to therapy separately.
Oh man.
And then he goes, what would be mad funny if you write, I said, I want to create a movie where, you know, what if you kill me? He goes, yeah, what if you kill her by accident and try to get rid of the body? Like, it could be like a comedy thing. Like, someone's knocking on the door.
Some dark
Because
humor
what if you
type
kill me
shit.
by accident? Kind of like, oh, fuck, I didn't need to do that.
Yeah.
And so it was like, hey, handyman's here, coming! And you try to get rid of your girlfriend's body. I thought it was pretty funny.
That is pretty funny.
I mean, it's really
Yeah,
sad.
that's sort of the gist.
There's
ano-
more, but
there's
we don't
more,
wanna give
but
away.
yeah, that's
There's
the
a movie I
gist.
saw recently with
Uh-huh.
the guy who plays Kenny Powers, where it's like some dark type of humor like that, or it just starts off like that. Like it starts off with him accidentally killing somebody,
Ooh.
and then he killed one person, and it keeps escalating where he has to keep killing more people.
Who's this person?
I don't remember the name of the movie, but it's the guy who plays Kenny Powers in Eastbound and Down. He's in a.
I know exactly
he's with all
who
those
you're
other
talking about,
actors,
yeah.
man.
I want to think about
You
this.
should also look at Very Bad Things. It's
Very
a
Bad
funny
Things? Okay.
movie,
Okay.
and the leads kill a stripper at the very beginning.
Oh,
Yeah,
poor little trip. Oh, that's so sad.
but it's a comedy. It's funny.
Very bad things.
Very Bad Things.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, don't kill strippers.
Inspiration for your writing.
Thank you. Yeah, I like the dark stories. It's funny.
There you go.
Okay, sorry.
So,
That's it.
what are you trying to get out of this experience?
I don't know either. Okay, I have an A or B, right?
Okay.
So my A is that they offer me so much money that I have to be like, okay, I'm coming.
Yeah.
And then the B is that, so right now I am an actor, but I also own my own business. And so I do a lot of things under my own business, as you kind of have to do. But one of the things that I love to do is I do social media and newsletters for 2 acting schools. And so already a lot of the stuff that I do for them, I'm really like figuring out as I go. And that's why this class was really impressive to me, because I'm learning a lot of the reasons why I'm doing the things that I'm doing for them. And so if I don't like the offer that they make, then I'm just gonna take my newfound knowledge and demand more money from my clients. I mean, ask lovingly, presenting a good case, and then get more clients. And I've already gotten some offers for some stuff since I've been in class. 'Cause
That's dope.
yeah, I learned one thing and I sent emails like, look at all this stuff you need to fix. Hire me by the hour.
Right.
Thank you.
That's
Nice.
good.
Yeah.
That's a good way to do it. Like a lot of people, when they're selling themselves or selling a skill or creating a business, something like that, they have a tendency to underprice themselves and undervalue themselves, just thinking that, okay, why would someone hire me at this rate? Where a lot of the successful entrepreneurs that I know that I've spoken to, it's like, charge more than what you think that you're worth, and you'll be surprised, like, who's willing to pay
Right.
for it,
Also, the amount of time and energy you have to put in. And,
Yeah.
they ask you, I remember in class, they were asking you for things and you wasn't even available to do it, but you still had to find time to do it. If you only work with them once a day, you go into office
Once a week.
Once a week?
Well, every client is a little bit different, but like once a week, yeah.
Yeah.
And I agree with that. I also think, though, with business owners and people who are doing their own thing, your new clients, that's when you push it, right? But what you should always have a base so that you can eat and pay rent. And
Oh,
those
for sure.
people
The
might
important
not be
things.
paying you the overhead that you are being audacious to ask for. But, you know, yeah.
So how'd you
Yeah.
get started with that? Like,
With like social media and like
or
With
I
life.
guess
newsletters,
making
stuff like
money
that.
off of that specifically, like saying like that you can make money.
Well, when I
tryna-
was in elementary school.
Yeah, right?
No, I always been a hustler. Like my dad's like a real legit hustler. Like we moved from New York to Virginia when I was really young, and I remember him like selling T-shirts out of his trunk. You know, like everybody who
Wow.
lives in New York does.
movie.
CDs
Yeah.
and shit.
Right, exactly. And he used to sell these like bamboo earrings, and I would take a whole bunch of them because he always said any earrings you want, you can have. And I would take a whole bunch of them, and I would sell them in the bathroom
And flip
at
'em.
my school. And I got caught one time, and he ended up coming to the school, not knowing that I was selling his stuff.
Wow.
Stood up for me, got me unsuspended, and then took me home like, "Don't you ever steal none of my stuff again." And his catchphrase was, "You can't suspend my daughter. She's being an entrepreneur. You should highlight this."
That's true.
So I don't know. I think that was like the first moment I was like, I can be celebrated for this. I'm doing it.
That's dope.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's good because I think a lot of people are trying to be entrepreneurs now, but you're actually doing it.
It's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard.
A lot of people say we were just talking about this earlier. Like a lot of people say they want the freedom that entrepreneurship offers, but like not everyone necessarily wants it.
Yeah.
You know, it's like it's cool to think that, okay, don't have a boss, don't, work for yourself,
Right.
etc. I don't know. I'm of the belief that no matter what, you always have you always have to answer to someone. Even if you're an entrepreneur, you answer to your clients or you answer to your stakeholders, whomever, right? So, I don't know. I think people severely underestimate what it takes to like make something sustain for the long
Right.
term. I think everyone has the ability to do it, but I don't think it's in the cards for everyone.
And sometimes I don't think it's worth it necessarily. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
true.
so much work, really, and insurance is ridiculously expensive.
Yeah, like E&O insurance and shit like that.
You don't know, because you're a data engineer?
Huh? I'm an engineer.
Engineer. Data, right? Scientist.
All around engineer. Do a little bit of here, a little there. But
Really good.
Yeah, you know. I dabble.
He's like, "Are you a science engineer? Do you
I
do
don't know.
science?
Do you do science?
Do you
Scientist
science?
or engineer? You
Do
don't
you
even know.
science? What do you do?
I apply math and science
Ooh.
to solve practical problems practically.
That's
Like-
what engineers do. Scientists are conceptual,
Did you
but
snore?
engineers, damn.
Hater.
Oh,
See, you made him quit. He just quit the show.
Oh, man.
Oh, that's amazing.
You can't backtrack a snore. Get the fuck out of here. You can't.
Isaac again. That's a backtracking.
There we
noise.
go.
Sorry, I'm kidding. No, that's great. I wish I had that. No, I don't. I'm actually okay with what I
enjoy
do.
it. It's good. I mean, one of the good things about it is just like, I guess technology and stuff like that is what's trendy and what's cool and it's useful
Right.
now. And there's nothing that I feel like I can't make happen, at least on my own. You know, there's always a lot of obstacles to it, coordinating like efforts, just making sure commit to something long enough. But there's really nothing that I feel like I can't build.
But
with my own
what
two hands.
is it? I still don't know
Yeah.
what you do.
Me?
Yeah.
I'm an engineer.
That could
What
be
the hell do you
anything.
do?
Exactly.
Are
Okay,
you
we
making
want
like?
to
Are you
work.
engineering these mics? Like,
I
what do you?
produce this show.
Okay.
I do data engineering for a company, data analysis
But
for
like,
some of
what?
They want to know what
What
data
is
engineering.
Like, you have
that?
to break it down to a 5. Like, you
Oh,
know
so
what?
all right, so
Oh, he's like, oh my god.
No.
Like, oh my god.
Actors.
Moron.
At least
So,
we're being honest and
So there's several aspects to that, right? So one aspect is moving data between applications, like things like Facebook and Instagram, right? They capture a lot of information about you. So somebody has to figure out a way to store those photos, make it available for other applications that integrate into that, make it available to you. Then other applications may integrate with that, and maybe it does machine learning or whatever the fuck it is. But so one side of it is me building the back end to that and those systems to make sure that the data moves between applications and it's available and it's reliable. And then the other part is now you have this data. What the fuck can this shit tell you about it? So it's like making reports about it and like doing like, oh, like how are the sales doing? What's selling and shit like that. Then the other stuff is just this shit, like producing this shit.
Do you do with conversions? Or is that just more...
Conversions?
That's our thing. Marketing.
Yeah, I think he creates like the reports and stuff, and then we take it and make
And-
a lot of money with it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So like some of the stuff y'all probably see in your analytics are just like somebody like Google organizes their stuff in a database in a specific way, and the information they probably just create they create a layer on top of it to just organize it in a different way, so you can get trends. So like a lot of it should be repeatable, but not
No,
always,
of course.
because you have to clean a lot of data. Sometimes you have to aggregate data from a lot of different sources, and that cleaning up is the fucking hard. Unknowing shit. Nobody's database is good. You motherfuckers need to prioritize your motherfucking data.
Okay.
Because these motherfuckers jump on, try to do an application, and it's just like the database is an afterthought, and it's like this is the only thing you have of value is your data. And if you build a good system, maybe the algorithms are good, but your data is gonna be very important.
That makes sense. Because our teacher was talking about that most people's thing is not really built correctly or not built. Sometimes it doesn't move smoothly.
Or like the dashboard isn't tailored to what you actually should be looking
Yeah.
at and what's important. Yeah. Yeah.
And it gives our job more difficult. Make it more difficult. I can't speak English right now. I'm so
Yeah.
tired. Tipsy, I just can't speak.
And that's the tech talk.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 done. Done. No, that's good. We were learning about web pages and markups and all that.
Yeah, they know what a
KPIs.
website is now. Like we're learning about web pages
Don't
and
even.
We create our own website through coding. Can you do that? Added video and pictures and everything.
Oh.
It just makes me angry, honestly, for the amount of stuff that I can build on like a WordPress or something like that, and then actually having to go
WordPress.
and do it myself. Why?
Yeah.
This is horrible.
Yeah, it's a lot.
It was terrible.
They threw a lot of
Yeah.
shit at us.
I mean,
It's a boot camp. So we're learning essentially we're learning a year or two worth of information in 3 months.
it's good. Well, think about it this way: like you get to reverse engineer, whatever process. So like
Right.
rather, because like you're not necessarily going to learn the ins and outs, but you can
No.
say, okay, I can create this application. I
Yeah.
know what goes into building a website. So you don't
Yeah.
have to necessarily know exactly how to do it, but just having a basic awareness. Because like a lot of just like data, just like how computers and data and applications have to spread, basically how they have to communicate with each other, just like you said. People have to do that the same way as well. And for example, you may have
Especially back-end engineers.
exactly.
You know, what's the craziest thing I've learned about now that I work in tech? It's just like how broken a lot of this shit really is on the back end. It's
That's
literally
everything. That's
it's
everything
like
in
just
life,
duct tape
bro.
just holding that shit together. Like,
Bro, duct tape whole
Really?
society together.
Nobody
That's
knows what they're doing. It's all bullshit.
yo, that's exactly how I
Yo.
feel. I'm
Yeah.
like, you guys are talking out the eyes sometimes, man. And
You
then
have to clean it up.
the data can get so bad that I'm just like, why does anybody trust y'all? Like, that's how I feel.
Because
about some of this
because
shit.
they don't know. It's almost
Yeah.
keeping up appearances.
Very little people like.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I heard this from a friend in finance. He was like, he works for a hedge fund, and they were like, they don't know what the fuck they're doing. Like half of the shit
Oh
we
God,
do.
hedge funds are horrible because most of them don't last for any amount of
Yeah,
time.
very true.
They charge their clients a ridiculous amount of money, and what they're doing
Commission.
is they're trying to do the impossible. They're trying to predict the market. They're trying to, they're trying to predict something that they can't. But really, it's a hustle because what they're doing is the whole point isn't really for the performance.
Right.
The whole point is to get money from clients.
Oh.
It's
Yeah.
almost like paying for an experience, right? It's like because like a lot of
Yeah, I invest in hedge
a lot of
funds.
hedge funds
That's a great
will wine and dine their clients. They have a certain look. They have a certain image.
Right.
There's just a certain
They
weight that
dress
comes
up.
with the word hedge fund. So it's like an
Yeah.
The art of
experience,
looking busy,
right?
bro.
Where those people would just be better off going to Vanguard and buying like the S&P 500 fund and
Exactly.
do way better for virtually no money.
Right.
But they're gonna pay 2% plus 20% of profits to a hedge fund that is going to underperform the market the vast majority of the time. It's a hustle.
Yeah.
It's a hustle. That's what it is. And it's like the ones that are successful and make some sort of return. It's like it's generally not worth it to the. It's worth it for running the hedge fund because
Absolutely.
that's a way to become a billionaire.
Right.
Run a hedge fund, multimillionaire. But like for the average,
Yeah.
it's a scam for the most part. It's a scam.
I agree. From what I know, I don't know.
Just thinking about acting stuff because yeah, in that thing. I used to want to be an actor when I was younger because I used to want to be a Power Ranger. Did y'all?
Oh, that's so
Yo, like from
cute.
the
everyone
age of
wanted to
like
be a
4
Power Ranger.
to like
Which
Yo,
one? What color?
12. The leader, man.
Red?
Red, green, white, red, then straight through.
No, it's just,
And
yeah,
I wanted
it's
to
just
be I wanted to be the Black Ranger too because
Oh yeah,
Uh,
yeah, the dance moves.
Yeah. That's
did
your
y'all
dance?
did y'all have a show? Nah, man, I can't.
Did you have a show?
Did y'all have a show
I
like
like the
that?
Power Rangers. I gotta
That made
think.
y'all want to act? I was like, yo, I want to be an actor.
I started in the school play when I was 7. I was.
Which play?
You ever heard a book called Piggy Pie?
Where you just
Yeah,
started?
I didn't
No.
Piggy Pie. It sounds like a
I-
children's book,
It
like
is
a
a
like a
children's-
bad children's book.
Yeah, like it wouldn't pass. Like
Yeah,
this children's book
like Piggy
would
Pie.
be canceled like today.
That's funny.
It would be. It was a children's book, and somehow somebody wrote it to a script, and I auditioned for the witch, the lead, and I got it. And that was the best. I just want to be a lawyer, and I also was a paralegal.
You wanted to be a lawyer?
Yeah, I was a paralegal for a bit. I used to want to be a lawyer, and then when I got on stage, I transformed, and it felt good. I don't even know how to explain it. I just felt like it's me. I can
Yes.
be fabulous. I don't have to. I'm not being bullied. Even the people that were bullying me
You used
gave
to
me
get bullied?
STM notification. I used to get bullied in height.
About what?
Big teeth. I had big teeth that came out to here and it spread out for my braces. Being dark skinned.
Wait, where'd you grow up?
The Heights.
What school did you go to?
PS 128.
Oh, I didn't know that.
They call negra, nigga, all that shit. Dark black bitch. I got called black bitch
Really?
one time. Yes.
So you
By
live mad
Dominicans.
Dominican. All right. That's
Ooh.
crazy.
The fighting word. Okay.
But all right. So
No.
I'm sorry
No, I
they
got
were there in
teeth.
the
No,
name.
it's fine. I got called big nose, all that shit. So skinny,
Really?
flaca, because I was skinny,
Oh.
really, really skinny. Now I got butt. But no, I mean, yeah, after that, I felt good. I started writing after, so writing came. We had journal exercise. I wrote like 15 pages, and I'm like, I think I like this. And then later, I realized I watch a lot of TV. I didn't realize I watched a lot of TV. It wasn't. I don't think it was a TV show. I think I liked watching TV, and I always analyzed the actors, but I didn't understand what that was about. I think I just felt like when I got on stage, that's why I got my degree in theater. I felt really alive, and I felt like nothing can hurt me. No matter what's happening in my personal life, I feel amazing on stage. That's how I got into NYU with that essay.
Oh, damn, that's it. That was it. She was
I
just
wrote
saying.
Yeah, right?
But I felt, no, honestly, I felt great. And I mean, I know the business side sucks, and we were talking about it.
Sucks.
You get treated like shit, especially if you're a person of color, especially if you don't have connections, especially a bunch of reasons. But when you do get those moments, you get to act in front of people, it's just like an emotional experience. It's just so, even if the play is shit, it's still like, oh, I'm still doing this. Like, you know what I mean? He's come to all my plays, by the way. He hasn't missed any since
What?
2012.
Really?
He's been to all
I've
my
never
plays.
gotten an invite.
Really?
I go
All
to
my
plays.
plays I've been in, yeah, you've been to all of them.
Oh, I didn't know. Fun
Learn that
fact.
right now.
Fun
Fun fact.
Except for the reading I did when I came here last, because I didn't want you to go because I was shit. I mean, it was
Especially at that attitude.
it wasn't the best way to show my talent.
What you were reading? What kind
But
of
I
book
saw
were reading?
you. No, I had a. Oh, it's called a reading when you sit around and the play is not fully developed, but you
I
still
call
have
it
to
what book
act
were you
it.
reading?
Oh, what book was I
So
reading?
yeah, just like with a.
It's a play.
Oh,
I wonder what the hell that process looks like, man. The creative
What?
process.
And then people
like when you're
get
writing.
feedback.
So when somebody writes a script, is it like how does the story develop? Is it one person? Like how do multiple people
I think every
collaborate on
script
that?
is a
shit?
little
It's
bit
so
different.
different.
Yeah.
It's, you can't
That's the thing.
say.
It's just
yeah.
like how do you come up with a script so involved? I guess.
You wrote a script, girl.
Because I'm thinking about like
This?
shows like
Oh,
South Park
no.
and shit like that. They have crazy teams, right? And they
Yeah.
like flip around a
South
show
Park, oh,
in like a
South
week,
Park
right?
is
So
so
you
good,
have to
bro.
have a script.
have
Like,
to.
how do you write a script so like? How do you coordinate a script like that with
It
so
just,
many people?
for me, it just comes to me. It just literally, I have an idea and I have to sit, and I can't be disrupted. I literally have to just write, and it goes away. Then I come back, and then I fall asleep and I have a dream, or someone gives me an idea, and I go, oh my God, this is a good idea. It goes away. Then it comes back. And then sometimes I have an actor I want to emulate in my mind. I can't afford this actor. I can't contact this. So I just think I'm going to get the closest person to that. Or I have an idea of a person. I was okay, I want an Indian woman. I want a black woman. I want this. I want someone who's opposite of me, more monotone and quiet, and I just write it. And then like I do the technical shit that I learned in film class, where it's like, okay, I have to write the backstory, like kind of like actors. Yeah, I have to write the journey, what I want to accomplish, and the whole like
The arc of the story.
yeah. Fun fact: Stranger Things.
They stole your idea?
No,
Okay.
no, they're too smart.
I'm disappointed by Stranger Things. I don't really. I think it's overrated.
But
I didn't finish it. To be fair, I didn't.
Then you
I
can't
couldn't
say
see
nothing.
season
How you gonna
3.
talk?
Wow, you got
not
real
talking-
How about
defensive. You
season
got
one?
real
Wait,
defensive.
wait.
Seasons
How
1
about
and
season
2.
What am I
one?
still-
Did you have a
in that
role in
movie,
season
that
1?
show?
It was
No, but-
okay, but it was just like when it got. I don't know, man. It just felt like it was grabbing everything that was good about like movies from the 80s and just putting it together, and then it was just more like a little love letter to the 80s.
What's wrong with that?
There's nothing wrong with that. I just think that shit is corny.
Well, but you like
What's
season
wrong with that?
one,
That shit
right?
is corny.
No,
then,
season 1 was good, but then
Well, fun fact: they wrote 120 page or plus script backstory on the Upside Down. They're just that's not published. They wrote it for themselves and they showed Netflix.
oh, okay.
They wrote a whole extensive thing explaining the Upside Down, the ins and outs, and minute detail. Like really, really, like they went in because they created this whole world. I mean, maybe it's shit now, but they created a world called The Upside Down.
You know what problem I had with the second season? And I'm only gonna say this because the camera that they used, the cameras were way too good in the second season, and it took away that 80s feel. It was so crisp, and so it was probably one of them 4K, red eye cameras.
4K Ultra or something.
Because it was a total. If you look at season 1 and look at season 2, the look is different. And it really messed me up. I was very
it's too HD, too clear.
It's too clear, too HD.
And they try to make it nostalgic.
Too HD.
No, she's right. If you want to have an 80s feel, have the 80s feel. Like Grindhouse.
We don't want it to look bad, but it don't need to be all
You're
that.
right. You're
It
right.
don't need to be all that.
What
I
about
thought
you?
it got kind of corny.
Oh, can I answer the question how I got into acting?
Yes.
Okay, so I came from a very creative household. My dad played the guitar and would sing to us, and we just sung and danced and joked and performed all the time. And then when I was younger, I had so much energy that my mom would tell me, okay, you have to calm down the entire day, and you get 15 minutes where you can do whatever you want
15 minutes.
a day. 15 minutes a day.
All
and
the
so,
drugs,
It's just
everything.
purge, like, just
You could,
everything's right.
Well, here's
Yo.
the thing. You tell a little kid that for those 15 minutes, the first few times, they're so excited that they don't do nothing. Because they're like, oh my God, I can do anything.
That's
right?
genius.
But eventually it turned into my 15 minutes of performance, and I would perform for my mom. And then she got sick of it, and she was like, look, there's theater class. You should go to that.
Wait, she put you in theater class?
She did. She did. I was in elementary school. I don't know how old I was, but I was really young. My first play had to do with computers, and I was teaching computers.
And look at you now.
Ooh,
Look
through
at-
How do you
mine.
teach computers?
Look
I've
at
taught computers.
that. I think I played, I don't know if I was the computer or if I was working on the computer. But, and then my second performance was Harriet Tubman. Fun fact, I toured being Harriet Tubman as an adult later. So that was really
Wait, and Harriet?
No.
Oh.
No.
It's on TV now. And I'm like, were you in the original Harriet? Oh my God.
It was based on Harriet Tubman. It was a production with Theater 4, and it was like a tour. So we did this north is Maine, south is Florida, west is Wisconsin, and we would go in to these big theaters and they would bus all the kids in. And it was awesome because we got to teach them history, and then at the end they asked questions, and it was always so sweet because all the kids are like, we don't understand. Why would people treat people like this? And I'd be like, exactly, boo.
Oh.
and then they grow up, and then they're like, oh, I get it.
I
I don't like those guys.
Fuck them.
Oh, nerds.
Right now. Fuck
Nerds,
them.
nerds.
Oh, man.
That's amazing. And now you're here.
And I'm here. I'm here.
Where do you want to live in the future?
Oh,
Sorry, I have to go over the podcast.
Where do you want to live in the
And
I
Mars.
wanna-
future? Yeah, how far in the future? Yeah, what year?
I want a moon. So, I want a moon that's orbiting Mars. That's where Elon Musk, remember me, motherfucker. I'm gonna buy one
He
of those
already
fucking
has
shits.
his family up there. All the rich white people got their stakes.
Probably has a fucking teleportation device. He's
It was
not
like
fucking
American
telling us
Horror
about.
Story. Apocalypse. You ever watch Apocalypse? American Horror Story?
I have.
Yeah.
I watched all of them. I love them so much.
Really? Yeah, they're okay. I seen bits and
We
pieces.
don't have to talk
What
about
do
what
you
you
like?
don't like.
Jose?
Sense8.
Oh, on Netflix? I heard season 2 was shite.
It was just as bad as the season 2 from
Oh,
Stranger
I can't
Things.
say this. Oh, they're so famous. I might need a
better.
job. Oh, the better. Okay. What
Just
else-
as bad, but better.
What else do you like? Dramatic pause.
I'm trying to think, man. I watch so much TV. It's just fucking.
And you don't like half of it, sounds like.
Nah. Just
How can
have
we
some-
make
Oh,
you happy?
Top Boy. Top Boy's real
Oh,
good.
I
with the
haven't
British.
seen that.
Summer House
Yeah.
is what I'm watching right now, season 2.
Top Boy
Summer
Summer
That
House.
shit is fire. Westworld is one of my favorite shows. You haven't seen that?
I don't see any of these things. you're naming.
Westworld is
They brought it back, wasn't it? Like, wasn't it?
beautiful. It's
Yeah.
based off a movie. I think it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Like it's such a well produced movie.
Better than
they have
Black
Anthony
Mirror?
Hopkins. Black Mirror is great, but this is so different than Black Mirror. I mean, it's like taking Black Mirror is like I'd say it's like the new
Twilight Zone,
the new
Outer
Twilight
Limits.
Zone.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Westworld's just a different. It's just I felt like it was just a fresh.
I've seen the first
Spin on it?
episode, and it was like a really good, like, you know, I was like, damn, if I watch TV, I'll watch the fuck out of this.
You have to.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
one of
yeah.
those shows you have to rewatch. There's layers upon layers of shows because it's made by that the Nolan people, not the Dark Knight
Christopher
people,
Nolan?
but his brother and his wife, and like they've had to create this show. They created the show knowing that it's really them versus the internet in regards to figuring out what the actual plot is. So they've only done 2 seasons and both of them have been really, really good. Okay. And it's just like it's a very thought provoking stuff. It talks about like, you know, the self. What is the self? What would we do? You know, given a situation where there are no consequences, like literally no consequences. Like, what would you do? What does it mean to be human when you're not being watched? And it's such a good thing. And they have Anthony Hopkins. They have the
maybe I'll
you
check
and
it
Anthony
out.
Hopkins. You have like a boner for this guy?
Pretty much.
Okay.
They have they have Cyclops, which is whatever. I don't know who Dolores is, but they have a lot of good actors. There's this one actor, the guy who plays the main black guy. I forgot his name, but he played he's had a whole bunch of roles in like other black movies. I remember he played, I think, Martin Luther King in one movie, which is interesting
Not the
because in
recent
this
Martin
character,
Luther King.
in an older movie, because
this
character, the character he plays, kind of in a sense, it's when the show gets to the end of season 2, it's very. It parallels like a very Martin Luther King and Malcolm X thought process in regards to like freedom,
approaching oppression.
Yeah, and it's just I find it interesting because he played Martin Luther King in another role.
That's
So
good.
it's
Okay,
like,
you
that's
sold
pretty
us.
dope.
I'll check it
It's
out.
such a good show.
That's good. How
That's one
would
of
you
my favorite
approach? Are
shows.
you more Malcolm X or Martin Luther?
I can't. I'm not gonna say Evan would probably.
I'm definitely more
Which
Malcolm
one?
X.
Which one do you think I am?
How about you?
It depends. It depends on the
Always
circumstances. It depends.
Okay, Scott.
Motherfucker.
I mean, they both bring value.
Malcolm X.
Like both mentalities bring value, you know, because it's kind of like Magneto, you know.
Magneto and Charles.
Magneto and Charles
And
Xavier,
Charles,
all that. Like that.
agree
Malcolm
with
X.
Yeah.
And Martin Luther King trope is used in like so many stories.
Yeah,
like
it's true.
it's insane.
They don't get enough credit.
You know, but
There's some moments I'm Charles. Some moments I'm like, yeah, Magneto, fuck Charles.
I'm about action, so I know I'm more about Magneto and Malcolm X.
I love the drama.
I don't know because people paint Martin Luther King as this passive guy, and like he was totally about action. So it's like
He's strategic.
he's very strategic. I think Malcolm X was way more passionate, and he was way more. I wouldn't even say they were both idealistic in different ways, but I think Malcolm X's idealism sort of perpetuated the status quo to a degree because he was taking this. He would take the segregation shit to like, well, at least early Malcolm X, not late Malcolm X, but like early Malcolm X was very segregationist, right?
Oh yeah.
He was like, leave us alone.
But then he went to Mecca and
Exactly.
he got a new perspective.
But I think like late
Like
Malcolm
Muhammad.
X is like a good balance. It's like you want to, you know, on one side you want to have opportunity in the greater society, right? But at the same time you want to have pride in yourself, your own people.
Right.
You want to create, you know, systems of economics. You want to create, you know, you want to be self-sustainable. Right? So I've heard some people argue, like today, people will say, like, okay, you know, we have technically, legally, you know, we're equal under the law. Okay, we have that. But, you know, look at the neighborhoods, look at the situation that a lot of our people find ourselves in. It's like, you know, we've only had one half of the equation, which is like the greater acceptance and equal acceptance under the law, et cetera, et cetera. But what about the other end? What about, you know, economic stability, self-sufficiency, et cetera, et cetera? So I think there's value in both.
Right.
Am I wrong in saying that? If I'm not mistaken, New York schools are like some of the most segregated schools like, in the whole country.
Yes.
And it's crazy because I literally was with Dominicans up until high school.
Yeah.
When Dominicans were the vast majority of everywhere that I went to school at.
See, New York is like, it's not like a melting pot. It's like a tossed salad.
Yeah.
Pardon the
People
expression.
tell you that
Pardon
too.
the expression.
Yeah.
But it's like people.
I don't mind that.
It's like people mix with each other. You know, people are in proximity of each other, but they don't necessarily, you know, interact on
Look
that
at
level.
Queens.
It's like it's usually either work profession that brings people together, or it's like people of a certain, you know, socioeconomic sort of strata, you know,
or mass transit.
Or it's like, well, I'm talking about like meaningful contact, or it's like a hobby, like a hobby or subculture or
Intramural
whatever.
sport
You
and
know,
stuff. Yeah,
like
absolutely.
I know in my experience, like just based on the things I'm into, I met and know people that I probably wouldn't interact with otherwise.
That's true.
So
That's very true. It is a
You
tossed
know.
salad. It's the mix.
I mean, I think to a degree that's how people are in general. Like, the idea of a multicultural societies a very sort of, or at least in the way that we think of it, is a very new idea.
Yeah, it
You know
is.
what I'm saying? It's
Even
definitely
to
new.
this day.
Because we've had multicultural societies in the past, but that's just sort of due to geography, such as, like
Right.
Egypt, Mesopotamia, et
Right.
cetera. But like the idea that we value these these cultures from all over the world, and we want them to come together and thrive. It's like that's a really new concept.
Yeah.
So we're just sort of like we're like beta. Thank you. We're like multiculturalism,
It's like-
beta version.
Go
Like,
ask for a job somewhere in Chinatown.
We're the prototype. We're the prototype.
We are. It's
So-
still new. It's
Very
still quite
new.
segregated, even in 2019.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, a lot of that just has to do with like human nature. It's like people,
I went to a high school reunion last week, and it was like at a bar. It was like a good amount of people, and it's just funny how all the groups ended up. It was like all the whites in one corner, and then all the minorities for like the other side all mingling together. Even in college, and think about just how most of the crews ended up.
What do you think that's
We
about?
were different though.
Yeah, we had a good mix
the
of
crew,
people.
We were the group that fucked with everybody.
But when you think
Yo,
about
we even got in the Asian crew, bro.
Yeah, bro, because
Come on.
Yeah.
But like,
But
I
our
said
crew,
even
even
the
though,
Asian crew.
even though,
Shout outs to Nick Chung.
holla, bro.
Yes.
But our crew is still primarily not white, with the exception of Token.
Yeah.
Oh fuck.
It's all good. We had a token white kid in our group.
You got to.
Yeah.
You
You
got
get
to.
a jail tickets,
Yeah,
Speeding
I was
tickets.
just speaking to him too.
You so right.
How's
good.
Token doing?
You so
That's what
right.
Dave
He's
Chappelle said. Dave
doing
Chappelle,
good.
Chris Rock said, you always need one white friend.
Always.
Yeah.
I remember being on tour and like going different places in the South with like it was for Harriet Tubman, so most of us were black and there were 2 white people with us, and they were just baffled by some of the shit that would happen to us. One time we got pulled over, and instead of going to the driver's seat, which was the black guy sitting there, the cop came around to the other side. To the white guy sitting there, and started talking to him and having a conversation. And he was like, "So what's going on here?" And
That might have been a blessing in
Like-
disguise, though. It's like maybe he
Yeah.
should go to like.
But still.
well, it ended with him taking him out of the car to stand over there while he brought dogs to sniff our van.
Oh wow!
It was ridiculous.
But why'd you have this shit in the van though?
There was nothing in the van.
Oh, of course there was.
There was
Of
nothing
course,
in the van.
of course.
We were at work. There was nothing in that
No,
van.
of course. Of course.
Okay. And then the same
That's
group
what's
of
officially
people.
on record.
Official record.
Look, the same group of people. We were out partying, and a cop just came up to one of us and gave us a ticket for standing in the middle of the street.
No.
And the white girl that was with us, she's so sweet. She flipped shit. She was like, "Absolutely not! This is unacceptable!"
Good job.
And we
love
got out of
Martha's.
it. We got out of it. You said Martha's,
I love Martha's.
And Susie's and Sarah's.
But not Karen's.
not Karen's.
Not Karen.
I feel like
Becky's.
Karen's.
No,
Karen's
no,
and
that's-
Becky's, no.
Becky
No,
has
that's-
a bad rap and rap.
Not
rap and rap.
Becky's.
Yeah, no
Not
Becky.
Becky's.
That's like
Don't call Becky with the good hair.
no. Karen is like it's like an internet meme now where it's like
Karen.
there's a specific
Yeah.
like archetype of human being called a Karen.
Yeah.
You
And
know,
like the
you know the lady
I wanna see
who
a
always
manager.
asks for the manager.
Yes.
You
Thinking
know,
about that
Yeah,
SNL
that's a
skit.
Karen.
You see
Yeah.
the SNL skit with the damn, what the is it Idris something? And every time he
Idris
gets
Elba?
every time he gets pissed, he turns into one of the white ladies from the SNL class, and then she just starts going in. I want to see your managers. I'm gonna call the cops. Did you just touch me? And he's like, no one's touching you, lady.
Yeah,
Exactly.
That's hilarious.
That's funny.
It's quite interesting.
Shout
It's good, though.
outs to Karen.
I mean, it's good that you had someone to help you in that moment, you know?
Yeah, I think more so though, it was really good because she got to see, like we every day we're teaching these kids, look at the injustice that we've gone through, and her being able to see firsthand how stuff is just not even and not equal was really like interesting to her. Like she had never experienced anything like that before.
I think more white people should travel America with black friends. I have a lot of friends.
And get arrested? Okay.
Well,
No, I'm kidding.
No. I was gonna say, or we should send them to Africa. My roommate, she went to Africa she was studying abroad, and she was like, I have never felt so white before in my life.
Yeah.
I felt so white. She was like, we just need to send all the white people to Africa. I was like, you're right.
You should.
You're right.
What was that Nas line? Free all the prisoners, send them to Attica. Oh, release all the prisoners from Attica, send them to Africa.
Rule the world, I remember.
Yes.
I know the song.
Yes. But that should happen for white people. Not for the
I
prisoners.
do want to go to Africa. Like, I've only been to Morocco, but I want to go to, like,
South
West Africa,
Africa.
East Africa,
Ghana.
South Africa.
Yeah.
That's so bad.
You
Like
know.
real, where people look like us. Actually, we're gonna be.
I mean,
aliens.
there are people that look like us in Morocco.
Yeah.
Like
I
the
saw
native people.
The
You know,
indigenous,
Tamazight.
the Berber.
Well,
Some of the Berber.
Berber is like a French term. It's not derogatory, but
It sounds
it's
like
not derogatory. Well,
Yeah,
it
right.
means,
It-
but
it-
I think
no,
it means
he's right.
barbarian.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh.
but it's like it's an accepted term,
Yeah,
but it's
he's
not. They wouldn't refer to themselves as Berber. When I went over there, I went to visit Waldy,
Mm-hmm.
good friend of mine. He was in the Peace Corps in Morocco, so
Middle of nowhere.
So I met him at Marrakesh, major city Marrakesh, and we ended up going to this place called Tinjdad. And Tinjdad is like, close to Sahara. It's like desert town. No like cops, hospital, nothing in that range. And that's where he was living. And you see people that look like Jose, look like you, look like me. Like there's just like a mix of people. And you'd be surprised. Like Morocco is very, very diverse. Like even amongst the native population. It's interesting too because it's like they have. I don't want to misspeak, but you have the Moroccan flag, and then they have their own flag, and it's like the flag of the free man.
Right.
It's like it looks like a person. It looks like a person.
Okay.
And I know they've had, like, the indigenous have had historical issues with, like, the French
And
and
Spanish.
invading Arabs and the Spanish, etc. So it's just very interesting. So I definitely do want to go to Africa. I would definitely go back to Morocco. It was beautiful. Like, we went all over the country. It was fantastic. Probably some of the nicest people I ever met.
Yeah,
to
they're
go to
mostly
Japan.
they're really
Like,
sweet.
everyone
Yeah,
was...
I want to go to Japan.
Me too.
I've always been
three.
interested
I feel like
in it
they
'cause of
love us
anime.
out there, you know?
I'll put it like this.
Yeah.
I'll put it like this. It's like everywhere. It's
Wanna
like...
take your picture and stuff.
It's-
Yeah.
Yeah, I play ball.
No, I'll,
Beyonce, yes. What?
No, like people aren't like that naive, but it's like when you travel, like the places that I've traveled,
You
where they're
went to South Korea, right?
yeah. North Korea? What the?
No, you.
No, I mean
How'd you get back?
technically,
He did go to North
technically
Korea.
I was in North Korea,
Oh my
technically,
God.
but it was
Technically.
supervised. I didn't
Yeah, I
actually
remember
fly
you
to North
messaged
Korea,
me, and I was
yeah.
like, "This motherfucker."
Yeah, I was like, yo, I'm in North Korea.
Did you see him flying?
He FaceTime or Messenger.
Did you see the great
time,
one
whatever
flying?
the thing was called. I was like, I would.
Oh, I didn't. I wouldn't be
I'm in
able to
London
see
like-
him fly without my eyes burning. The great leader's greatness.
No.
Shout outs to Kim Jong Un.
Come junk. Come.
Kim come.
But it's true. Like
Come
Yeah,
Jong.
he's like a Mortal Kombat character.
right? Kim Jong Un.
Wow.
That's not.
That was so deep.
I'm white. I can't. Listen, I'm not white.
Yo,
That's
she just started World War III.
No,
Yo, bro,
I'm
the
not
great
white.
leader's gonna see this and he's gonna like, oh, word, all
I'm
right,
not
nukes.
white. That's not racist. Okay.
It's not about racism. It was disrespect.
What the fuck? Come on.
Yo,
I'm not saying
If that's
no,
what you identify.
but I'm not
Yo.
saying a language. All right.
yo.
I just said
after the
come on.
nuclear
That's
holocaust,
all.
they're gonna play this shit. This is when it started.
Oh,
This is when the shit started.
I
He's gonna
didn't
hear this.
say,
He's like,
but
oh, word.
no, I didn't
Nope.
say a language. I just said come on.
That's what makes it worse. You said gibberish.
But
That
you're
makes it
laughing.
fucking worse.
But you guys are both laughing, so you guys are just not better. Than
I'm
me.
not accosting you for it. I don't care. But you just started World War III. It's cool though.
It's fine.
We had a good run.
A lot of Asian people are coming.
Were you
to
about to say about a
Africa anyway, and I was gonna say Chinese. But I stopped myself. But a lot of Asian people are coming into Africa anyway, buying up land and shit. So
No, the Chinese in particular. The
Chinese are in South Africa
Really?
and all over. Yeah, they're buying
No,
a
that's
lot of shit.
that's
They
a
are.
huge thing because
It's a big
China is
controversy.
trying to
Own
gain.
Africa.
They're trying to gain international influence.
Yep.
And they're also trying to buy up resources. So what
Yep.
what they're doing is that they're lending money to a lot of African countries, a lot
And
of
they're
South
charging a
American
shit
countries.
ton of.
Countries, and they're building infrastructure,
Yeah.
but they're sending a lot of their people there to South Africa, to like all over the place. So it's you know, I wouldn't say it's
Modern
colonization,
colonialism.
but
I wouldn't
it's-
say it, but it is.
but it's like I
It
mean
is
it,
in some
it,
level.
it just
It feels like
It is
it
on
is
some
in a
level.
different
it,
form.
yeah, no, it just continues the history of like larger, more prosperous countries trying
Yeah.
to gain influence.
Yeah.
But now it's not so cool to like, you know, you can't just invade some shit. So you know,
Yeah, you gotta
buy them
sneak
out
in there and
instead.
buy them, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, you
Capitalism.
get, you know, you exactly. You have a
Yeah.
Crimea here and there, right? You know, but like you can't
They're
just
profiting.
go invading people.
Yeah, they're buying them out and profit and making profits for everything. In technology as well. They're doing it all over Africa, most of South Africa.
But I mean,
What
it's
I
like
Don't
one
they
of
got
those things.
like a Silicon Valley out there?
Yeah, there's
Can't
so sort of
remember
a
the name. I wish I
Silicon
remember
Valley.
these things. It'd be great for conversation.
Well,
But I mean, you know, there's cities like, you know, there's Lagos in Nigeria. There's lots of cities that are like rapidly developing,
Yeah.
like crazy.
Akon's investing as well.
Wait, so which
Shout out to Akon.
which African country? Yo, actually, I respect
Shout
that.
out to Akon.
Yo, dead
He's
ass.
doing some real
Akon,
work.
bro, that shit
Honestly,
is dope.
hire me. I'm getting my degree. I'm kidding. No, I'm not really.
My degree in Africa.
My degree in Africa studies. No, I'm kidding.
I seen Coming to America on her resume.
Twice. I'm kidding. No.
Twice, girl.
10 times. Times
Okay.
2.
I want to
times
visit the
10.
Bermuda
I-
Triangle just to see if there's really anything weird in there.
I mean, if you've ever been on a boat going to Bermuda, probably been through
But I
it.
want to go to the triangle.
And get
To
warped up
the
with
triangle
rest of the
isn't
ancestors.
like it's like a big.
I heard it's a pocket to another dimension.
Oh, word. Okay.
Okay, you're not one of those conspiracy theorists.
Why? What's wrong with believing in things that are probably are maybe true?
Oh, give us some.
Alex Jones, let's go.
Damn, I can't think of
Hot
anything.
topic. You got 10 seconds to name. No, you got 30 seconds to name like 5.
Or just give us a good
9/11.
one.
9/11.
I'm not
9/11 inside job. What? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
What main conspiracies? 9/11 inside
Inside
job.
job.
JFK murder was a conspiracy.
Well, it was
it
set up by
wasn't
the
just one
government.
person.
It was set up by the government, though. There was proof. He was set up by
Then
the
there's
government.
the Tesla stuff.
Okay,
Would that be
Alex
considered
Jones
one?
Jr. Okay.
Where all
What?
his stuff was supposedly burned down and confiscated because he discovered how to harness free or energy from like the atmosphere.
Yep.
Something
Area
about
Area
islands in the
51.
air.
Area
aliens.
51.
Aliens in Area 51.
That
Aliens,
guy,
man.
that
I want
healer,
aliens
that
to be
healer
with
that got
so
killed.
badly.
You said what?
Dr. somebody, Seba.
Dr. Sebi.
Sebi, whatever his name is.
I mean, he was
Rest
on
in
shit.
peace.
He's gonna die, huh?
Nipsey.
Nipsey Hussle.
Oh, Biggie and Tupac.
Yep, that's another
This
one.
is the biggest conspiracy I've ever heard in my
They,
life.
they had a documentary where they
that
just
mini
said-
documentary.
They had that.
They had like 10.
They had that white guy who like walked in on this. I forgot. I don't even know the details, but he was claiming to be a part of the investigation. He was like, "Oh no, like this shit goes way deeper." Like, you know.
Yeah, like Suge Knight was involved, but the
They
government.
probably did the
No,
movie.
Suge Knight-
Time out. I know
Tell
Suge
people
Knight
stop
is
thinking
100% involved in somebody's murder
in
somewhere.
something guilty.
What the
Guilty.
fuck? Like, like if he's implicated, he's 100% guilty.
Yeah, of course, he's guilty
All the time.
100%. I got shot too. Where, nigga? You had like nothing hit you, and you're 10 times bigger than Tupac. I don't know what. Yeah, no, Suge Knight.
You know,
is guilty.
conspiracy theories are fun though.
I
They're
love
I
conspiracy
like
theories.
it, but the
Then
Bermuda
there isn't
one.
the Bones and Thugs. No, the Illuminati. Think of Bones and
See,
Thugs.
you-
You know what you're not talking
No,
about?
Bone
Bones and
Thugs.
Thugs.
No, Skull and
Skull
Bones. Skull and Bones. He was like, "Yo, Bone Thugs."
Yeah,
Both Thugs
yo.
in Harmony.
Yo,
They're in, they,
He's like,
they
that
started
conspiracy-
Bones and Skulls.
Crossbone, cross my homie.
yo,
Yeah,
where was?
yeah.
Yo,
That's
Bush was
actually a
in Bone
chant for
Thugs,
some of
bro.
the devil.
Right. Illuminati, I'm not sure. I think there is a secret society. But
No,
it's
well,
not
there
called
was
Illuminati.
a society called the Illuminati
Okay.
back
You know
in the
what
day.
we're
A
talking
real.
I do. Yeah.
So what
You believe in
conspiracy do you
conspiracy?
believe in?
And speaking of the Illuminati, I'm blanking on the guy's name, but I probably shouldn't even say this. I'm gonna tell
Jay-Z?
the story first.
Okay.
But I was working with this actor who is who used to be famous, and he was telling
That's a
me
little Bill.
about all of these like events that happened in the 90s that he used to go to, where there were all of these like crazy things happening at parties and about the Illuminati, and details are lost on me, so I don't have them for you. But
She doesn't want to
my
get
mouth
shot.
was
She got
agape.
fucking-
I was like, this is insane. I just, all of that stuff. I'm like,
Okay.
I mean,
We're gonna bless you.
here's the thing. It's like,
it just scares me because I don't put nothing past anyone.
Oh no, of course
These
not.
people are, yeah.
the thing is like people have all these stories of like people in high places, particularly Hollywood, like into so many shady things, such as like child sex trafficking, like all
That shit
all
is
types of
fucking
crazy
crazy.
shit.
Yeah.
And the thing
Especially in
and
Hollywood.
here's how I think about it. Like how you have that expose of the Catholic Church and how long abuse of
priest.
priest
Yeah.
abuse of children has been going on, right? I think it's not necessarily like, okay, Catholicism makes you do this, but it's like when you have certain positions of power or influence, it attracts a certain type of person.
Yeah.
Right? So
Okay.
if you're a priest, a pastor, if I'm a pedophile and I want to get away with it and I want to cover my tracks, I don't want anyone to suspect me, what the fuck am I gonna do? I'm going to be a priest. I'm going to be a politician. I'm going to be a well-respected business owner. I'm going to go to Hollywood. You know what I'm saying?
see.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm going to put myself in a certain
Sound like
position.
you got an idea. You're like, I see.
No, ew.
She's like, no. Ew. No.
No, but
Like,
he's right. He's
No,
right.
but so it's like I don't think it's
Yeah.
like these particular
Yeah.
things breed a certain type of person, but those particular type, like those people,
they look for those
because
jobs.
exactly
Yeah,
because like the people who
absolutely.
aren't capable or smart enough to do it just get caught and just end up in jail. You know what I'm
But
saying?
they're methodically thinking, how do I not get caught?
Exactly. It's
Gain
like
power.
it's like criminality and those things don't. I don't think they're more common on any particular side of society. It's just that the higher you get up, the easier it is to cover your tracks. Because you have an assumed, there's just this assumption of respectability and innocence.
Yeah.
So
On this topic, though, I did write a screenplay. For some reason, this came to my mind about a pedophile who was trying to stop.
How do you cast for that?
Well, I didn't. It's not a full script, but I just wrote the.
Casting call.
I wrote the.
Pedophiles.
I know. I wrote the summary of it, and basically the story is that this man and his wife are trying to fight through his urges. And he used to be a piano teacher, and he used to tutor these young boys.
Sounds like
and
a fire script.
Sounds like
it sounds
what is
really
it, Law and
good.
Order.
Yo, Joaquin Phoenix. Yo, you gotta drop.
cast Walking Phoenix. Like, go ahead. So he's trying to stop.
Yeah, he tries to stop. He even
Joaquin.
stops tutoring young kids at all because he knew that was a trigger for him. And the whole music, the through line for everything is music. So all of the soundtrack is like piano based.
Yeah, right.
And so there's a lot of scenes where in my mind he is with these young boys
Right.
at the piano, and he's dealing with in his mind and in his being like the urge and trying to stop, and he has therapy sessions, and the whole premise is really what happens when you see the other side of it, and you see like the fact that someone is trying to stop and they're having a relapse, but for them it's not a relapse and I'm making myself sick. I'm relapsing and I'm really hurting somebody else.
Yeah.
And will that make
Deep.
people have sympathy for that or not?
That's deep.
Damn.
I think we're all quiet.
So you need to like
You need to
hurry
write
up
that ASAP.
and get the writing.
And cast creepy
Yeah.
white guys because these are the main people who's in
But
the
what do you
No,
think about
you
that,
need
though?
to you need to cast like someone that wouldn't even like
be suspected.
exactly like you need to cast like
You!
a Dominican.
Oh no.
Stop
I'm
it,
mixed,
y'all.
bro.
Yo,
Oh
like,
my god, with this mix.
he's like, yo, bro, I'm Norwegian. Stop playing.
I'm
Right.
mixed, man.
But that's interesting actually, because it's kind of like saying, how do we stop trying to be ourselves? Because we all have bad habits, and I actually wonder, because I saw Louis C.K. He had a joke about pedophiles, even though he has.
Oh, I know what joke you're talking
Yeah.
about. Yo, that
It-
was good. That was a good joke.
I'm sorry, it was pretty funny.
What was the joke?
It was a few, but
You go ahead. You brought it up. I ain't gonna say that
well,
shit.
he just made in general a few jokes about pedophilia and stuff, even though he has 2 daughters. I don't want to say it because you know
Okay.
he's already in hot water with his masturbation stuff. But
Which is they could have hung up the phone.
they could have left. You know what I mean? Like some of the Me Too things. I was like, all right, bitches. But anyway, come on now.
Hashtag all right, bitches.
All right, bitches.
But he was talking about
Don't
how
say
like you're gonna say it because you've been dancing around.
If I knew it, I would say it. I just don't know.
He was just talking about like imagine how good it must feel that like you're willing to risk going to jail and all that other shit. Like it must like your urge to touch
Right.
little kids must feel like it's so compelling. But he said it in a funny way.
Yeah, he said
It's like
What's
so
funny
pulling
about
you
that?
in. You
How
gotta
was
see the
how did
joke.
that make? How was it funny?
He's
You gotta
not
see
Louis.
the
He's
joke.
not
No.
Louis C.K.
it's just the way he said it. It is funny. Like even though I'm
You
like,
gotta
oh
see the
shit,
joke.
you gotta see
There's-
it. 'Cause
it's
we don't
a-
want to butcher it.
Jokes
sure.
are jokes.
But he brought up a
anything
good
can be
point.
funny.
But yeah,
depending
but
on how you
Agreed,
Right.
but people don't
People are
necessarily agree with that.
sensitive.
People, I've had
It's like,
this
it's like you can
conversation.
have racist jokes and jokes about racism, which are different. Like you can have jokes like that.
Yeah, he wasn't saying haha fuck those kids. He was just saying like, wow, I can't believe that you want child pussy that bad.
A lot of
You know what I mean?
racist jokes
I mean,
are
it
fucking
sounds gross.
hilarious, bro.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I mean, I laugh at everything.
Like
but-
even the most sometimes the most ignorant shit is hilarious. Like it doesn't make it necessarily make it it's
yeah.
funny, you know?
I can't say what because I have friends of all
Anthony
backgrounds.
Jeselnik,
so I gotta
I
be
think he's
careful.
a good example.
Anthony who?
Jeselnik, some white shit. He has very dark humor. His is just like real quick, like one-liners, and he has jokes about every bad thing: AIDS, rape, killing babies, things like that, everything. But you're gonna have to watch this shit.
No,
And if I'm gonna watch this shit with you, and if you don't laugh, no, I don't believe you're gonna laugh. Cause right now you're just like, this
No,
motherfucker's
he is
crazy.
funny. I think-
you will laugh.
I might.
It's like one of those things.
Some people can do it, some people can't, and then
I
it's
can't do
also
it,
like
clearly.
It's also like when you're making jokes like that, people are also looking at you. You know what I mean?
I
But
think
yeah,
I
it's
think if you don't care, if you're the type of person to not care about that part, that's what adds to it. Like I think a comedian who's in the
Yeah.
space, a lot of comedians just don't like the good ones don't give a fuck about like
You
I
cannot give a fuck and still not be like outlandish.
But
with
how
your
can
That's
you-
true, but some people
you
don't
gotta
even care.
offend
Like
somebody.
that takes a degree of caring about being outlandish. Like some comedians don't. Like who said? I think it was Patrice O'Neal.
Yeah, I was gonna say Patrice
But he
O'Neal's like
said-
one of those that like.
But he said whenever you tell a good joke, half the audience should find it funny, and the other half should be horrified. Like
true.
that's how you know
Most
when you
jokes
really
are
hit something.
offensive, but they're also very funny. I don't know. Like I've heard black jokes. I've heard of mini jokes, and I'm like, ha, that's hilarious.
It's like that. They're with
that's
jokes.
amazing.
It's like they're taking you in one direction and they're setting
they
you,
s-
and they completely turn it around, and it's like that quick
Like Dave
turnaround
Chappelle.
of like expectation and what is thrown out there that makes you laugh. And you could do that with a lot of things, with a
Yeah.
lot of different jokes. If you just understand.
And
that
the thing
about
is, not
jokes.
everyone's gonna find it funny.
Yeah,
There's
yeah,
always
hell
gonna.
yeah.
It's just one of those things where you can't please
Everybody.
everybody. So
True.
it's like,
you might as well just fucking just. do
and
it.
I think I'm not a comedian, but as a comedian, it's like part of it is really putting yourself out there and
it's-
just letting the chips fall where they may.
Yeah.
Like you can't control how people take it.
Agreed. And as an artist, I totally agree with that. That don't mean I gotta laugh though.
Nah,
No one's asking
No,
you.
no. But I'm just bringing it up because there are times I'm inclined to say that when I listen to a comedian, I actually think like, wow, they're making me think. Because a lot of the time, average people don't want to think that hard or
Yeah.
that deep. But a comedian will go there. And when I thought about Louis C.K., I was like, he's right. I mean, it's a dark joke, but I can't believe a human. What if a human, like you said, what if that person really wants to stop touching kids, but they really have that, it's a drug. It's like somebody who's addicted to crack or who's addicted to drinking. It's just like, wow, you really can't stop. Like, what propels you? What happened in your mind that you can't, I don't know. It's
like
just-
weed. I really like smoking weed. That's one of those things that.
So
You're
so
saying-
you're a pedophile for weed?
Right?
Sure. Whatever.
No matter how young the bud.
No matter how
You see, that's funny. You did good.
There we go.
Wow, you made a pedophile joke. offended.
As a weed person.
Yo, I used to be a child, and I used to be a weed. I find both offensive.
I sincerely apologize.
Oh, that was good. And you apologize like the other comedians.
Yeah, like
Kevin Hart.
But I also feel like they shouldn't have to apologize.
Okay.
And this is on the other thing, because if I'm doing it and I'm on the stage, even
Right.
who was the comedian who did that really racist joke and everybody like stood up and laughed and he was like, "Fuck you." I feel like
The
you
Seinfeld
don't have
guy?
to.
Kramer?
Yeah.
That's exactly.
Oh, Kramer.
I feel like you don't have to apologize. I'm just not going to give you my money anymore. If that's the art that you create, that is
That's
fine.
a good mentality. That's
That's
the
a good
but that's the
mentality
ideal
to
mentality.
have, yeah.
But people don't have that mentality. People
Right.
have
That's because they want to be satisfied at all time. Everything ain't for you. That's a privilege.
You go to a white man show. What the fuck do you expect?
Right.
It's like going to Chappelle.
I like watching the like I watch a lot of YouTube, and there's a lot of snips of comedians ripping on like just the audience, because it's always somebody that's just like at the serious face, and it's just like they're always in a bad mood,
Like,
and
why
they
you
always
come
think
here?
Right.
they're gonna win against a comedian. Like, these motherfuckers is just cutting ass all day.
That's so quick.
man.
That's their job.
And it's just like, why would you even do that? Like, why are you at a comedy show? That's what they say. Why are you
Right.
fucking here? Like,
Yeah.
you're not even fucking laughing. Like,
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
I went to a comedy show on 42nd Street not too long ago, and one guy just stopped his routine, and he was just like, "Look at this fucking couple right here." Look, like he was just ripping them, like, and we're just like, "Oh
That's
shit!"
funny.
And they're sitting here like, "Oh hey," just like, "Why are you here? Like, what are you
I
doing?"
want to go to a show of a comedian that I know really well and get ripped on. That'll be like hilarious.
when Ugo did
Like-
the
like a
comedy
Bill
thing,
Burr show.
When Ugo did the
I
comedy
love
thing the
Bill
first
Burr.
year,
I would
I
love to get
Yeah,
shit
Bill
on
Burr's
by
good.
him. Like just sit
He's
there and just get
hilarious.
trashed.
He's so
Be
he's such
hilarious.
a New Yorker, you know. He's just, I love him. And he rips on white
I
people
remember,
too. That's
there was
white.
one thing I was watching the other day.
He has a
where-
black wife.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, he does?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's
So
got
does Bill Mayer, but fuck Bill Mayer. Fuck Bill Mayer.
Bill Mayer.
Bill
Maher?
Mar.
Bill.
I understand.
Maher.
in my head, I
Bill
said Bill
Maher.
I don't give a fuck. Fuck that
I'm pretty
motherfucker.
She's like, fuck Bill Mayer.
I thought it was Bill
Mayor,
too.
Meyer, that's what your ass got canceled.
Meyer.
Fuck you. Oscar Weinermeiner, whatever the fuck you name is.
Yeah, right.
Fuck him.
Yo, I saw him in person. He is incredibly short. Jesus Christ.
And his black.
And then he was
like
with
this.
Michael
Of course,
Moore. When
man,
I
'cause
was
money
when we
makes
were
you
out
look good.
we were out one day
Does
and
it though?
we were at a bar and it was
No such thing as a ugly billionaire.
no.
As Jay-Z said. Family Feud.
I remember that. There
True.
was like, I became a sex symbol too when I got money. That's the SNL thing when they
Yeah.
were making fun of Steve Harvey and the
Yeah.
whole thing. And I think one of the fake guests was like, yeah, you know, I just got a lot of money now. Everybody think I look hot. And he was like, yeah, when I got a lot of money, I became a sex symbol too. Money.
Honestly,
Money makes people not care about how ugly you are. It doesn't negate the fact that you're
Money
ugly.
makes
but
makes you wet.
to them that's effectively the same thing.
Yeah.
What difference does it make?
Money's attractive to them.
What difference does it make? Like I'm not being
Cash rules
treated
everything.
No,
like
you're
around
different.
me.
She's a different woman. She doesn't care about that.
Cream.
but when you get 2 billion.
I do.
Yo, just invite me to the yacht party.
Yeah, he keeps saying that.
Yeah, I cannot wait to
I'm
go to
down.
one of your
Well, okay, no,
parties.
before I met, years ago, he was like, just marry a rich NFL player so I could just come to the games for free and come over. And
And
Oh,
the thing
NFL
is,
basketball,
and that was
though.
fucked up with me because that was fucked up with me because
Yeah.
I was lowballing. Fucking NFL player.
Right.
We should have gone for the.
You,
Elon
like
Musk.
tech giant.
Eli Musk or someone
Exactly.
equivalent.
Yeah, then we'd all go to Mars.
Yo,
A moon at Mars.
exactly.
That sounds exhausting now.
A moon.
Sounds like a lot to keep up.
What do you mean?
It's probably not. I don't know. I
probably not
imagine
that
if you're
bad.
that type of person who is really going after people with money and that's your only goal, you'll put up with whatever.
That's true.
She's right. No,
That's
he's
true.
right.
Because that's your job.
Je-
Why
Jeff-
don't you do it? What else you got to do?
like Jeff Bezos, like his wife is now one of the richest people in the world. Why? Because
Amazon guy?
yes,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
His
she-
wife
Yo,
is-
and the
his
chick
wi-
looked done up. Yo, the chick looked like
she
a fucking.
has mad money.
Oh,
yo, right? She's one of the richest
If
people.
she has a
Time
prenup,
out.
she has mad money.
No,
No.
she does. No, she got something like $30-40 billion worth
Yes.
of Amazon stock. So she's a billionaire.
Yeah, she's essentially a
she's
billionaire.
smart.
But the funny, so there's two
But she
parts.
helped him. She helped him when he was first starting out.
So
That's
there's
why.
two parts. There's
His
like
father invested.
there's
in it.
like
Exactly.
There's
Okay.
like, yo, I am Jeff Bezos is so rich, right?
He
That
doesn't
he
care.
could lose
How
40,
rich is
50,
he?
60 billion dollars.
And nothing.
And his life will change in no meaningful way at all.
So
like
she's
he won't
a
notice. Like
billionaire,
it's
right.
like that kind of wealth is so abstract that it's like it's not even a
It
thing.
means
It
nothing.
might as well not
It's
exist.
just
Never gonna
made
be broke.
Gajillion,
Like,
trillion, papillion.
Yeah,
call
it
whatever
might
the
as
fuck
well
you
not
want.
exist.
Never
It's
gonna
not
be
even
broke.
real.
The second
when
part
numbers
is
get that
like
good.
She's also a billionaire.
The second-
All that means is that you can do
Like-
whatever you want.
and the second part is like, what the fuck was he thinking? Like,
Yeah, but she helped
he
him.
was thinking
You know what I
30
mean?
something million. The
She
billion is still enough money.
She helped him get.
I'm
the
just
money
saying,
back,
if
so.
you're going out, if you're gonna get divorced, you gotta go out way harder. You gotta do some
You're right.
crazier shit than that. Than
you have
just
to
like
you have to hire a pool boy to catch her in the act.
you just
So you don't have to pay
cheat on
alimony.
some plane, like whatever.
Yeah.
Like you need to get caught in a yacht with like.
Bitches. Oh, sorry.
Yo, whenever someone says that, I just imagine there's just like this group called bitches that just show up. That just show up when you have enough money. Like literally, like that's the achievement. Like whenever you're
Call
playing the
bitches.
game,
But call bitches.
it's just called bitches. Like you just get a certain amount of money and then just materialize out of nowhere. Like
That's great.
you just get a
I think
door.
that
It
happens
happens
great
like
ideas.
that.
Like-
I'm
like,
marketing
literally you
for all
just-
this shit.
Like you hear your doorbell ring and it's like bitches, here.
Bitches here.
Like like the UPS guy is like,
That's a great skill.
yeah, bitches. Like
I mean, you should get into writing or something, or copywriting or something. You give us some good
copyright.
ideas.
That's a good little
You
skit.
give us some good ideas.
Hey,
Bitches. Hey, generic bitches with big titties is hawking around.
Like generic, like literally.
Like generic basic bitches.
They all and they all have like the same name, but like slight variation.
I'm Sarah with an H. I'm Sarah with an
Yeah,
A.
exactly. Like
I'm
Yo.
Becky with an I.
I always think of skits like that in my head. I just have
Just
mad
write
skits
it.
all
You never
the
know.
time.
I can help produce it. I need a project.
Ooh.
I'm so bored.
I'm down. I help.
I'll
You
laugh
see?
in it.
You and okay, honey. Listen.
I'll do
I
it.
need
Yeah.
to see.
I
Like,
want to be a
real-
Power Ranger.
Okay.
Okay, we got.
If I was serious about writing, like my process I would just write, just knowing that the vast majority of the shit that I write is trash. Right.
That's what Quentin
That's what you're
Tarantino
supposed
does.
But then picking out like whatever, because I remember even when I
That's
used to
what
write
you're supposed to
papers,
do.
right? I used to just like type bullshit, right? And then I'm like, okay, this might make a good paper. It's actually quicker than like thinking about this paragraph, this paragraph, this paragraph. I would just start typing bullshit, and
It's like
then
a preheat.
But that's the best way to do it because you're not being an artist.
yeah. But
judging
it doesn't.
yourself.
But like when I think about it, it
Right.
shouldn't work that way. I should just be like, okay, this is a good idea. This is a bad idea. This
I
is
mean,
whatever,
but it's, everybody's process
It's
is a little bit
different.
different, and
Yeah.
if that works for you, then
Do it.
Yeah.
Good Quentin Tarantino. Have you read his script? Like actually read his script?
I've never read a script.
It's so
in
much
my life.
fuck shit niggers in it. When you
Yo,
first
that's
read it,
that's like a trope in his movies. Like
Yeah.
if
And
if
feet,
it's a
he likes
Tarantino movie, someone's getting called a nigger.
and someone's
Like,
feet is
someone's
up.
getting- yo.
Besides Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, that was the first one. There was no N-word dropped.
Really?
I watched
I still
it.
haven't seen it.
Nah,
I watched
nah,
it
fuck that.
intently.
Watch the director's cut. Watch.
Ah,
This is probably gonna be
Black
a nigger in there. Watch.
Damn niggers. There were no niggers in the film, period.
Yeah.
So
Like literally, it wouldn't even make sense, and you just hear someone in the background like nigger.
what was that?
had to get that in.
Yeah.
Right, but I think he changed that. I watched the interviews. Side note, but I think he changed that
changed
because
it to
Hollywood. Well, Hollywood is changing now, and he knows that it would have been an uproar. So he was like, he
I don't
said
know
himself,
why. What? I don't know why, bro. You made like how many movies? Like, yo, just keep going.
He's retired now. Because he said the old ways is done. Like the old what basically what he was saying in layman's terms, the old way of him getting away with shit is gone. Now time's up.
So
Me
it's
too.
not worth it.
Yeah, I mean because he can't
White
write what he
people are losing
wants.
power.
But have you read the Django Unchained? The script. Actually,
No.
read it because my friend
I
got a hold of
haven't,
it and I
no.
read it.
I'll take your
It's-
word for it.
Before I watched
It was
it, I was
really
like,
good.
no, it's good.
so good.
It's good on screen. But when I first read this, I said, what kind of piece of trash shit is this? And then I watched it and I was like, oh, that's that film? Because somehow my friend got a copy of it. I'm not going to say how. And I was like,
But it's probably different. Like seeing it
The
in
fuck?
motion gives it context. Because
But
like,
also,
course.
even when you started to watch that movie, you were like, I don't know where this is going and what's going to
Yeah,
happen
exactly.
here. I still am uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And then as it keeps going,
it's entertaining.
Really, I wasn't.
It was
I
so.
don't know.
I thought it was great.
I
Maybe
just
I was
thought it was.
excited.
I just thought it was for its time.
I
Like,
liked it. I mean,
like
I
It
didn't
was
see
hilarious though. Those KKK
Yeah.
scenes were the funniest
Oh,
shit I've
my
seen.
yeah, no, it was
I
funny.
can't
No, it was
I can't
funny.
see shit with these
Oh
hoes.
my god.
Yeah, that's a very good movie. You should watch
Oh
it.
my god.
Did you-
But the ending was
So
like
good.
I don't know. It's just like
It was a
What was the
Tarantino
ending?
ending.
it was just not like the last few scenes where like he's
Oh,
just
with the
running.
riding
It
the
was-
It was just like
It wasn't. Yeah.
it was just like I don't
It's
know.
Tarantino.
Yeah.
That's his trope.
That's let him have it.
I know, but it was like in Kill Bill it made sense, right? You know what I'm saying?
I understand.
But it was just like
It happened in
it
Once Upon
wasn't
a Time
bad,
in
but
but
it
I
was just
also
like
thought it was
it's
nice
kinda-
because it was very, majestic, and it was like, okay, great.
But it happened in Once
Yeah.
Upon a Time in Hollywood too. It was a slow film.
I heard that
and then it got really bloody really quick.
I heard it was amazing. Everyone who talks about that movie, everyone
was not
says
sold.
everyone says it's amazing.
I have the soundtrack on my phone. I love the soundtrack, and
the
I
soundtrack
love
for Hamilton and In the Heights.
Yeah,
I still haven't heard it. I refuse
What?
until I can afford to go see it. I don't listen to musicals before I go see it. It's a rule of mine.
As long
Because
as that shit
what
is $200,
happens-
Yeah.
what happens
You get
is
hyped.
never
I
go
can't
away.
watch it.
I script the scenes in my head from the music. I make the art. And then I get disappointed when I
When
go
you
to
see
watch
it,
it because it's not the
exactly.
story that I created in my head.
It's not as good.
I
It's
saw
never
it
gonna be.
recorded.
You're
Like,
like,
on
yo,
YouTube before it
I
got
wrote
taken
this
down.
shit better. Like
Yes.
that's what you're saying. Like, yo,
So
I
I
wrote
just
this
rather
shit
not.
better.
And then I had an
London,
audition, and the music was in that vein, so I had to listen to one of the songs, and I was so angry.
which one?
So good.
I don't
bro.
remember.
Okay.
I don't
No,
remember.
No,
I heard the
because
whole
she
thing.
get
I
her
was like, okay,
the
let's
show in
do
her
it.
head was better than Hamilton. That's why.
Not everyone
sure
has
it
to love
was.
Hamilton, like I said in Blackish, even though I loved Hamilton.
Everybody has to love Hamilton.
Well, the grandfather. Well,
Have
Lord's
you
first
seen
birthday.
Hamilton though?
I did. I saw it. Well,
It's what I used
illegally.
to before it got taken
Before
down.
somebody took it down, it was literally like in the middle of the night. Me and my brother saw it. We were like,
What's
fuck!
the original
The whole
cast?
thing. I can't remember. I think it was.
Lin-Manuel Miranda. He's on the Heights as
I
well.
want to
Yeah,
see
yeah, I
it.
know.
And
Oh,
in
the
Heights,
new
yeah.
movie. I'm excited to see that.
Yeah,
one?
so
What
am I.
movie?
In the Heights. Not in the. Yeah, in the Heights.
In
In the
the
Heights.
They're making the movie now.
Yeah, they're gonna.
They
make a
already
movie.
filmed it.
They already filmed it.
Yeah, it's done. It was like on my street.
That's what they were filming.
I wonder who they
was
casted.
wondering.
And he was doing his scenes at like 4 a.m. Because
Lynn
he
is
couldn't have
crazy.
done it after that.
Hell
I
no,
mean,
he
people would have
knows.
been like, come on.
He knows. He's from there.
Come on.
He's from the Heights, so he knows.
I want to see that.
I was walking past one of the trailers and somebody was walking up to it taking pictures in front of the trailers. I was like, come on, y'all. Get
Why
over
don't they get
there.
out of here? Wow, interesting. They have it in the Heights film. They might do Wicked. I want to see Wicked. No?
I
Oh.
liked Wicked.
Okay,
I
heard
liked
about it.
Wicked.
In the
Silence.
Heights.
I like Wicked.
In the
I loved
Heights.
Wicked.
I
loved
think
Wicked.
I
Wicked
never seen Wicked.
is
It's really
Like
good.
You'll cry.
even no, I
It's
never
really
seen
good.
Wicked.
You might not cry.
I cried.
Yeah, but he ain't gonna cry.
No one moans the wicked. I'm like, oh. My goodness knows.
Speaking of musicals,
That's
my first musical.
Like what?
Oh, you did
Oh,
the musical?
what?
Well, I have, but my first musical audition, I sung a song from Legally Blonde, the musical, which is like this very
Legally
white
Blonde. It's so
musical.
white.
And I was auditioning
Based
for
off the movie.
Rent, and my voice is not
Mimi?
like a soulful voice. I have
Yeah.
a very high pitched soprano voice, and I got off stage, and one of the girls was like, "Honey, you can't sing songs like that." And I was a white girl. You was like, "You can't sing songs like that." And she,
Yo, wait, hold
but
on. Did
she
you fight
was-
her?
But she was right though.
But did you
Because
fight her,
Nico-
though?
No, she was
No.
right. Because
Pinky
But
Black.
that's
Oh,
not
yeah.
how, that's not how you approach
it's
it,
not.
though.
It's not. And I was annoyed and I had an attitude. But then I went home and I was like, that bitch was right. Because I can't sing those songs and go and audition because they hear that voice and they look at me and they get very confused.
But
And it's all
okay,
about
Yo, you
matching the
still should-
idea and the image that they want you to be. And that doesn't match who they want me to be. They want me to have this soulful voice and be able to belt and all of that.
Okay, this is the issue. I was just talking about this because my other black friend, I got called for Book of Mormon twice in London, and then
I didn't like that.
yeah, it was
I saw it on
South Park
did not
people,
like
your
it.
people, and they expected this big belt.
What?
And they expected this big. You like South Park, but they expected this big. And I'm like, why do you assume every black person has this voice that can belt and can sing like church? Why can't we have variety? When I go on Broadway, half the
Because
white,
you're black.
There we go. There we go. Half the white people don't sound like Broadway caliber. They have different types of voices.
There's different kind of songs for them to
There
sing in
we
the
go.
show. If there's a black woman, they're singing their face off, which also
Exactly.
makes it really unattainable
Dream
for
girls.
the people who do not have those voices.
Yes, but who can still act out the song?
Exactly.
And carry a note.
Exactly.
Which is what I've been cast, and I can do it. But you're not giving me the opportunity because you want me to sing so full. And
I am frustrated
You know what I
by
mean?
this also.
I can't even sing.
You know what's more frustrating as an actor?
Yeah.
As a film and television actor, and this is one of the reasons why I think I'm done with acting.
Uh-oh.
I am so tired of feeling so black when I go on set.
There we go.
It's
There
either
we
there's
go.
an issue because you can't do anything with my hair, or there's
There-
an issue because
Ooh,
you don't have my
my
skin
complexion.
tone. I'm about to drop names.
Yes.
I was doing a commercial for Estee Lauder about
Estee Lauder.
how they had all these skin tones. And they didn't have my skin tone.
No.
They used,
Honestly.
Michael Kors. They used
Wait.
Michael Kors. Because
They
they didn't have
they
my...
had one called Black.
They
It
didn't
was just
have
black. It was just black.
Are
Yo!
you black? Do you need skin?
And it was
You're
so
black
funny
people?
because the producer came over and was like, "Oh, so what color did you use for her?" And the makeup artist was like, "Give me a minute. I didn't use that shit on you.
Oh.
These two mixed together, those will work."
No.
So that they could hold up a bottle that made sense. And they had to do a swatch on me. So they had to mix a fake color to put the swatch on my face because their colors didn't match my skin. But they want to look like they're inclusive. And so they do all of these things to make it seem like they are, but they're not.
You're better than me. I would have flipped my shit.
I was
Yo,
getting that
you-
check, girl. I'm
Check
like,
your
go
neck.
ahead, swash it.
Right.
This is some bullshit.
Get
Y'all
my check.
funny.
So rather than acting,
Right.
you should like expose and shit. Like that could be your thing. Like,
I mean, I do still make videos on acting and how to learn acting and
Yeah,
stuff
tell us
like
about
that. What about?
like
You do?
No, everything, like,
now I know where to start.
everything.
Now I know where I'm going to go to learn.
Yeah.
So I can audition for your
more,
roles.
It's more so about the business because I feel like we, as actors,
Yes.
we learn our craft.
Yes.
And we are very serious about
For
that.
years.
And then we get out here and we're like, okay,
know
well,
shit.
now I have to do what? I have to be my marketing person. I have to be my advertisement team. Like, there's
My
just
PR.
so much that goes into it. And not to mention, we've talked about this, and you don't like it when I say it, but there's no more money in acting anymore. They're not paying us because of this new media. All of the big commercials that used to gross like $20,000 for one
$100,000.
day, you're getting $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, and that might sound like a lot of money, but
It's
when that's
not.
your one commercial for the month, or you get 2 commercials for the month, it's supposed to be able to
Sustain
you for some time, and you got to pay your agent and your manager and all of that
So,
stuff.
and then taxes.
Oh my god!
And then they tax the
Fuck
residuals.
taxes.
And because I own my own business, 60% of evering that I make, I don't touch. I don't touch it all. So it's just
You need to get married.
crazy.
to a billionaire.
It's just crazy.
Okay.
It's just crazy.
Yeah, party.
Yeah, that's another thing. Like when, and then you have to join the SAG union. So when I got lucky, how I got the SAG-ish. Well, I did an extra commercial for Gatorade, and somehow my black ass got seen, and I got a call in Turkey. I went away to Turkey, and it was like, "Hey, so,
Turkey?
Oh yeah, I've been there a few times. I used to live there.
Okay.
Yeah, but I was bored of my life. I got tired of acting. I took a
Yo,
break.
Turkish food's the shit.
It's the
Keep going.
best, yeah. Anywho, so I get a call saying you got upgraded. As an upgraded, you got upgraded to a SAG principal. I think I told you this because Edwin helped me with opening an account, a Roth IRA account. So I was like, oh,
I need help with that.
yeah, he helped me. He's like, open a Vanguard. I have a Vanguard thanks to him. So he was like, I was like, what's happening? So they paid me almost $10,000 and residuals and upgrade fees and stuff. I said, oh, this is great. Oh, if you want to join SAG, you gotta pay $3,000, then you got tax for this.
So they were like,
And
psych.
then- yeah, you know what I
Psych.
mean.
Take it out my check.
But luckily, I didn't have an agent at the time, but I had one there because when you keep the residuals, he's a good agent. I love Albert. And I was like, great. So then I had a couple thousand, and then I'm thinking, what do I do with this? So I opened the Roth IRA account, but it still wasn't enough. At one moment, because it was on YouTube, like they paid me across the platform, like, you know, the online, the cable, the TV, they played you across everything. Every time it played, and then it just stopped playing. It was the Derek Jeter's last time in Yankee Stadium. That was it. Once it stopped playing, the money stopped coming. And that's the worst feeling.
That is the worst.
It's the worst feeling. Like, oh my god, I'm not getting the check. I had like another $600 check. I had $600 here.
I want to look at this
And
commercial.
sometimes it can be for the dumbest reasons.
Yeah.
I missed out on a re-up for an ad because one of the actors didn't want to take the deal.
What?
Yeah.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
so mad.
When a re-up
So
is
they
kinda
fucked
like,
it up for
What is that?
everybody.
What's a re-up?
Explain what a re-up is.
What's a re-up?
So they bought you out. They gave you a year worth of contract. They made your contract, told you were going to get residuals or whatever. And then at the end of the year, if they still like the ad, they can add another year.
And you get paid for that residuals.
But you could say whatever you want. You could say, okay, I'm going to do it again, but now I need this amount of money. And whoever that dumb actor was said that. And they were like, okay, bye. And all of us lost it.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
'Cause
My
everyone
agent
has
was
to
like, someone
agree.
didn't take the deal.
That bitch ass.
Yeah.
Right?
Fuck
Because
that.
it's literally
Fuck that
we're
guy
sitting
in
on our
particular.
ass. Just take it. But you know what? It could have also been that they had booked something really big and they didn't want anything out that was going to
Conflicting.
conflict with it, and they
Because
weren't
then they probably
allowed.
offered more money for that. Because
It could
they'll
be
ask you
anything.
at your callback, especially your callback with whatever your last meeting with the producers, they'll ask you is anything conflicting, and they'll ask you again.
What do you
they'll
mean?
ask
What is conflicting?
So if you worked for Colgate, you
Okay.
can't do anything for
or
Crest.
Crest. Or
I can't be on both
Gatorade
teams?
and
Why not?
Powerade.
Until your contract is over, like the Verizon and the Sprint guy, right?
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That's exactly what I was thinking. I was like,
His
But
that's
can
contract
you
was
imagine that would be
over.
dope? You're on the Sprint commercial and then you're on the Verizon commercial too.
But he had to
Like,
wait until that contract faded, or else he would have got sued. You know who got sued in the '80s? The Where's the Beef lady? Where's the beef? She did.
That
it.
sounds
Yeah.
vaguely familiar.
You've heard of it. The white lady. Where's the beef? She did
thinking,
it.
where's the cream filling?
Well,
So
she did
where's
it
the
for
cream?
she did it for Burger King or Wendy's, and then she did it for Arby's, something like that, and she got sued, and she died with no money.
Wow, damn.
Damn.
You know what else is crazy?
Well,
you
you
know
don't
the
need a money
voice
guy.
of the woman on our cell phones, Siri, she picked that up as a random project. Didn't get paid much at all. And
Yo,
then
she
when
should
her
be
voice
a
popped up
billionaire.
in the phone, she was like, "Oh my god!"
What's she doing now?
Trying
Still
to sue
trying to
them.
work.
Trying to sue them.
Still trying to work.
She's on meth.
Look up the voice of the Siri woman. Yes, she and she's in an interview, so she's trying to be very positive. You can see it on her, but she was like, "Nope, I had no idea it was for Apple. I just went in and did all of it. It was just a regular job. I had no idea what it is." And they'll do that. They'll hire you
Yes.
for stuff, and they won't tell you what it is, and they'll pay you
Right.
off, and you like, "Thank you for my money."
And you
then
sign a contract saying you can't ask for anything else.
Damn,
And you
bamboozle.
you sign an NDA.
Yo, you're giving me mad ideas. I want to take advantage of people
No,
like this. This
no,
is dope. Yo, we're gonna be
don't do
be
it.
rich.
No.
But you,
Yes.
but no,
Off
but-
of other people's
But
labor.
you also have to sign an NDA, so you can't actually talk about the project. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's certain parameters around that. So,
I'll show him an NDA.
oh, this motherfucker. But don't do it.
I got your NDA.
No, but it's
No.
sad to how they exploit actors and people.
That
It's
is
really
crazy.
You know, you hear your own voice
Yo,
and you're net
the
making money.
Siri lady should at least be a multi-millionaire.
She should, but
At
she's
least.
not.
At least.
But you know who is? The progressive lady.
She got a good.
She has a
check.
really. That's
She
one
has
of
a
the
job
few
for life
actors-
though. She's gonna be the
But she has
progressive lady
residuals
till
for
she
life.
dies. Like she
Yeah.
will be.
She's
the-
in-
But
They-
no,
they made a
but you know what really
character
sucks
after
though?
her in,
But you know
The
what
Good
really
Li- The
sucks?
Good-
She
The Good
probably
Place.
The Good Place, yeah.
she probably doesn't really enjoy that. It was probably cool. It was probably
She's,
great.
like, typecasted.
But I promise you, she wanted to do bigger things, and she will never get
Yeah.
hired for anything
No,
else.
she's a progressive
past
lady.
that because they're like, oh, it's the progressive lady.
Yeah,
she
she's
needs
too
to-
noticeable.
She's already like, let me see what else I can do. What other careers are out there for
A
me?
Marvel movie. Method
Oh,
Man's gonna be in Marvel.
No,
That's pretty
Disney.
crazy.
That's dope.
Disney is one of the strictest film contracts or any contract you can have. I almost worked for them, the one in Japan, like the little Disneyland. Like their contracts are so restricting that you can't work across the Disney platform. Or you can't work for any non-compete for like 3 years or 7 years.
Marvel's the same way.
And Marvel is owned
Marvel's
by Disney.
Disney.
Marvel.
Well, the
So
thing is, they
that's-
have
that is owned by Disney.
They
That's
have
why.
so much fucking leverage. Let's think about what they own. They own all their own Disney properties, right?
Yeah.
That includes
Star Wars.
Mickey Mouse, Lion King,
Star
whatever.
Wars, yeah,
That's their
something
own
like that, yeah.
proprietary shit. Then they own
ABC.
Lucasfilm, ABC, ESPN,
Yes,
ESPN.
Marvel.
Disneyland, Disney World,
Hulu?
everything.
Thank God.
Yeah, they came into Hulu now.
Which made sense to me that they would have the Wu-Tang S shit there.
So they
Think
have the
that
Hulu, and then now
Method
they have
Man's
their
gonna be
own
the
streaming
Marvel
channel,
movie.
right?
Yeah, I can't
So-
wait
so-
to watch the Disney movies.
So it's
And
like,
Disney Plus.
yes.
yeah, no, exactly.
Oh, sorry,
so
yeah.
it's like, as far as like,
Been there.
as far as
Sorry.
companies, they're like, they own their, I mean, my take, I don't know their business in and out, but they're just essentially an intellectual property company. Like that's what they do. Like all this acting. Oh, also Pixar, but whatever. But
they own their actors.
Damn,
yeah,
Pixar.
no, but like all the acting shit, whatever. Like their real money is in the intellectual property, and like once they have that, they have so much leverage, and it bleeds into like the acting because they own so many properties, right? It's like that non-compete clause is for real. Like they just have so much leverage, and they just have so much. I think what was it? It's like I think like Bernie Sanders was talking about like breaking up companies. I think Disney was one of the ones that he mentioned. Like Disney
not
needs to be
happening.
broken up.
Not happening.
No.
Disney
But
has too much control.
I'll put it like
they're
this.
coming close to monopolization.
I'll put it like this. It's
They
not.
are.
They own culture from the day you're born to the day you die.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
This
Like
is
I
the
don't.
issue.
Yeah.
I doubt that'll be broken up. But there have been companies
They're a huge conglomerate.
that have been broken up. Like.
I don't know if governments know how to deal with these like multinational, what the fuck it is, entities. Just because of the way they're able to manipulate laws, to evade taxes.
Yeah,
and things
I mean,
like
But
that.
they also don't give a fuck because they.
I mean, they
Yeah,
can. They
a lot
can.
of
Like,
money.
there's
It's
been
money.
billions,
Dude,
billions.
like for
One
example.
hand feeds